All right.
I'm Connor. I really like knives and all types of blades, but I collect them and have a lot.
Why'd you put mascara on, John? What? Yeah. Oh, that's that. Oh. Oh, I wanna hate. Oh.
I'm trying to take videos.
Whoa! John, that's the wrong way.
Oh, hey guys, we out here, gang, you already know the vibes.
What are you doing?
Yo! It's awesome. You're done.
Rest in peace, everything. Jinkies.
This may not happen.
Oh, of course.
In Bethany.
We will not.
Oh my!
Mark the dump truck in the flat. Here comes the cootie squad. We should. Oh wait.
Don't even one person to say it.
Alright, I'm not gonna lie.
We out here, you know, another day. Didn't get dress coded for our jeans again. You know, gang, rebellious group. Yeah.
Basically, what do you say we make a good memory? You guys want to make a good memory on this bench? Yeah.
We were like in the rain. Yeah, and I freaked out, and I was like, Tina! I
I was going. Just watch. Just watch. You're good. Go. Go.
We're still sitting here. No cars, gang. Yeah, you already know. Didn't get covered. No dress code today. Gang, you already know the vibe. Zach, you know. Oh my God. Are we drinking?
Good.
Let me make this more litty. Let's go.
Let's go. Yeah, we gotta go get
She cost me.
Mark the dump truck in the flat. Here comes the cootie squad. We should shut up, Heather. Sorry, Heather. Look who's with her. Oh my gosh. Dang, dang, ding, dang, 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 ding, dang, dang.
So for my favorite memory, it's pretty hard to pick just one, but you know, our class is always having a fun time. But I'd probably say, like, just the bathroom and locker room times. We always had so many good times in there, so many fun pictures and videos. You can ask Mr. DeLorme or Mr. Denny or Mr. Smith how often we'd be in there. But yeah, our whole class would always go in there all the time, and sometimes got us into trouble. We were in there times we shouldn't have been, or longer than we should have been, but those are some of my favorite memories in there.
Playing soccer for FCS has had its ups and downs. This year was a really big up for us. Our team came together and we just had the best times, whether we were in practice, on the road, or in a game. I always enjoyed our dinners together after each game and all the fun that we had together. So a big shout out to Coach Jim for being the best coach we could ever hope for, and for all the girls for making this season amazing. All my best memories are from this soccer season. My favorite memory. I don't have a specific memory, just like one that's my favorite. Overall, I just love soccer season. It was such a good time, and practices in the rain were always fun, and scrimmaging against the guys was just a good time, and the bus rides were wild, but it was a party. 10 out of 10 recommend. Definitely soccer season.
My favorite memories. That's a tough one, honestly. I'd say the boys' trips to the bathroom, just having fun, just goofing off, just talking, which obviously don't do. But that was a lot of fun, just making memories with all my classmates, having fun with them. All the trips, I'd say last year, our trip with Mrs. Cleaver to Compton's Pancake House for breakfast, that was such a good memory. Speaking in chapel this year for you guys, that was a really good memory. I really enjoyed that. Writing the message, speaking in chapel, that was such a good memory. And also just having like deep conversations with the teachers here. Even if you guys don't feel like it, I know the teachers really do care about you. And having like personal or spiritual conversations with teachers here, those were such great memories, and just like having them like pour into you.
My favorite memory from FCS would have to be, I think, either it's so hard to pick because there's so many of them, because, you know, my class is always having fun or always finding some way to laugh. I think my favorite memory would have to be every away game bus trip, or, you know, every time when we went to New York. So all of our bus trips, basically, because we always find a way to have some type of fun, and it's always a good time. And you can ask any teacher that's ever had to go on the bus with us. I think there's always some laughs.
My favorite memory would be the soccer seasons in general. I really loved being able to be a part of the teams that I got to play with and just playing sports. I feel like some of my friendships at FCS really started at soccer practices, and I can still remember my first practice in 8th grade, just meeting Zach and Aaron, and as they were talking about a classmate.
My favorite memory at Faith Christian wasn't even when I was a student. For me, my favorite memory is the day I was shadowing. And I didn't want to go in. I was terrified. I just didn't want anything to do with that place at the time. And Philippa's dad, some of you will remember her, was walking out of the building, and he managed to just like convince me and talk me down and get me to go inside. And I'm thankful for that, because if I just like went and just like sat in the car and didn't even bother going in and just stayed at my old school, I don't know where I'd be right now.
My favorite memory, honestly, I can't pick one just because I have a lot of memories, but I'd say just the little things that made high school so enjoyable. So going to the bathroom with all the boys and goofing off in the locker room. I don't advise that, by the way. And I think just sports, chapels. I love chapels. They're one of my favorite parts. So I think all the little things, all the little memories that happened together, that made high school enjoyable. I really will remember those.
My favorite memory for me is probably gonna have to be junior senior banquet from last year.
So as favorite memories go, oh shoot, it's so tricky because there's too many to count. I think me and Luke in history class, like the most hilarious times. Just the boys in general, like the boys in the bathroom, the bus rides to and from games like soccer season, that was really fun. And yeah.
Favorite memory. I'll pan that up to Operation Christmas Child of this year.
My future plans, a lot of you know, I'm going to the National Guard. I leave sometime this summer, and after that, I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do. I might go into the ministries, I might go into camp ministries, or I might do military full-time, like for the next 10 or 20 years. But we got to see what God calls me to do, so I'll be praying for His calling and just listening for that and seeing where He directs me and takes me in life. But yeah.
After high school, I plan to attend Northeast Ministry School in Pittsburgh. It's based out of a church that I really love called Allison Park Church, and there I'm going to pursue a career in ministry where I will learn to make an impact on people's lives for God.
For my future plans, most of you know that I wanted to join the Air Force, but plot twist, I'm actually joining the Marines in the fall, and I plan on being a judge advocate general, which is basically a lawyer, and I want to make the military my career. So, yeah.
For my future plans, as of now, I am heading towards ministry. I'm going to be a youth pastor as of now. I'm not 100% sure on what college I'm going to pick. I'm looking at a few different options. But yeah, as of right now, going towards a youth pastor, so like in a few years, pop out to my youth group. It's about to be lit. But that's all I have, guys. Enjoy.
My future plans will be I'm going to be attending East Stroudsburg University with a major in biology and hopefully a pre-med concentration, so that I can then move on to becoming a surgeon in the medical field and helping people every day. And I believe that's what God's calling me to do.
My plans for the future are to attend Northampton Community College to get my general education courses out of the way until I decide what I really want to pursue as my career.
My future plans, I'm planning on attending the Pennsylvania College of Technology in Williamsport for construction management, and from there it'll just be whatever job I get, if I can pick where I'm going to stay with it, or if I end up having to travel, like someone else I know. They have to go from job location to job location. So if I end up like that, so be it. But I'd prefer to just stay put.
My future plans, Lord willing, I want to go to Northampton to play soccer, and just to take some gen ed so I figure out what else I want to do in life. But hopefully the Lord will reveal that to me soon. But yeah, so that's all I got for you guys. Peace out.
My future plans are going to be attending Clark Summit University for early childhood education.
So for my future plans, I plan on attending Northampton Community College for 2 years just to get my general education done. And then wherever the next 2 years calls me to, that's where I'm going to be led.
Future plans, probably going to be working mostly. At least that's all I know.
My senior advice would be to appreciate what you have here at Faith Christian School. It's a lot easier to focus on the negatives, like our lack of technology or electives or such. But I challenge you to focus on the positive things, such as our teachers and faculty. They really care about you and love on you, and you can really grow a good connection with them, especially through spiritual connections and such. For example, David, Maggie, and I, we would get out 11 o'clock almost every day, and we would just talk or goof off or even help the office ladies or Mrs. Burrell or Mr. Smith, and we grew really close with them like that. That's something that I really appreciate, and that was always a good time, and I know David enjoyed it as well.
I would encourage you all to be really mindful about the people that you surround yourself with. You are a combination of the 5 closest people to you, so when you look to your friends and the people you're closest to, can you say that you want to be more like those people and have the same qualities that they have? Every relationship that you have is either going to add to or take away from your life, so I would make an effort to surround yourself with people that you look up to and want to be more like, because they will have the greatest impact on you and your future.
My advice isn't for high school, it's just for life in general, but it will definitely help you out now, and I have 2 pieces of advice. So the first one is to just get your heart and mind set on God. Trust His plans, trust His timing, trust Him, and trust the process. He knows what He's doing, and everything happens for a reason. And at the end of the day, God is always going to be there for you. He's never going to leave you. He's never going to forsake you. And a lot of people in our lives are temporary, but God is permanent. And the last piece of advice that I have is to just be appreciative and take advantage of what you have, because it's not always going to be there. and just make the best and most out of every situation. Try your best at everything and stay positive. Hopefully you guys don't have to go through a pandemic your senior year, but if you do, make the most of it. Be productive and trust God. Make good choices, be safe, God loves you, and yeah.
My senior advice, and honestly, enjoy high school. Don't spend it worrying about drama. Don't spend it worrying about what if this happens. I know for me, high school went by so fast, and I enjoyed it, but so much of it was just wasted with drama. So guys, if you have an issue with someone, just go talk to them. It's so much better than just listening to rumors, listening to that they said, that he said, that she said sort of thing. So honestly, just try to enjoy high school and avoid drama. And also do your homework, because most of your grades are going to be homework grades. So if you do your homework and fail all your tests and quizzes, you're probably still going to pass high school. But you should also try on your tests and quizzes. That's important too.
My advice to you would be, don't procrastinate. I did this a lot during high school, and I regret it because there was a lot of late nights. There was a lot of times where I was a lot during high school, and I regret it because there was a lot of late nights. There was a lot of times where I was writing honors projects or honors speeches, like the period before class. And, somehow I figured out a way to, pass with good grades and continue on. But looking back on it, it really wasn't worth it, to be honest. If I could go back, I would, plan out things and do it in a proper time so that I don't have to rush on it, and I could get even better grades. I know it. So, yeah.
My senior advice would be just to have fun. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Be afraid of what you'll miss. Because I was going to miss soccer season this year. Do I regret having that idea? Now, yes, I do. Then, I thought it was the best idea I've ever had. So just have fun. Mistakes will be made, but you'll definitely learn from those and not make those same mistakes later.
My senior advice would be to make the most of your opportunities in high school, because these years really do go by fast, and to especially make the most of your time with your friends.
My senior advice to all of you guys would definitely be to just enjoy high school. Enjoy it with your friends. It goes by so fast, and honestly, I wish I would have made more memories, even though I made a bunch. Another advice is just every decision and everything you do, seek after God no matter what. Put God first when you're making a decision to what college you're going to go to, making a decision for school, sports, anything. Just go to God, seek advice and counseling from Him.
For senior advice, we were asked to say something, so I'm going to say, be present and live in the moment. Before you know it, high school's going to be over, and you can't go back. Don't be afraid to talk to people and develop friendships. If you need help with anything, reach out to people for mentoring and internship. And most of all, know that God does love you.
Alright, so for my senior advice, I have two pieces of advice. And the first one is keep pursuing your calling even if the circumstances aren't perfect. So I know, we all know in life that not everything is going to be picture perfect. And especially for your calling, you just need to pursue it because God put that on your heart for a reason, and to not pursue it just because something is not perfect is very silly. So for my second piece of advice, I would just say to surround yourself with the best people possible that fits you. So that cheer you up, that make you laugh, that will just do anything for you, and yeah. That will just do anything for you, and yeah.
My senior advice would be to never give up, no matter what. No matter the challenge, you'll be able to get through it.
So as you guys know, it's FCS tradition to pass down this torch. But this year we actually had to make a new torch because the old torch is in rough condition and there isn't much room to sign any more names. So we still have that, but this is a new torch and will be for the following years until it gets full of names again. So we usually do this in senior chapel, but obviously we're not having a physical senior chapel this year, unfortunately, but we're still making use of it with the Zoom chapel. So we're here at the school, we're pre-recording this and doing it like this. So when I heard about this, a verse came to my mind, John 15:16. It's Jesus speaking. He said, "You did not choose me, but I chose you and appointed you so that you might go and bear fruit, fruit that will last, and that whatever you ask in my name, the Father will give you." So Jesus chose us and appointed us. He appointed us to bear fruit and fruit that will last. So our class of 2020, we really planted some fruit here at the school, both in athletics. We had a pretty athletic class, and in spiritual, we led a lot of chapels. Dave and Zach are great chapel speakers, Bible studies, and just overall leadership. So we've planted some fruit here, and hopefully fruit that will last and go on, really affect all of you that are still here. And so as we pass it on, we're planting fruit in class of 2021 that will last, and hopefully it will last for more generations to come. And just as our theme verse this year talks about stepping out of the boat, it'll cause you to step out of your boat and out of your comfort zone and take on that challenge. And it can be a little worrisome and nerve-wracking, taking on leadership rules and public speaking, just things like that. So we hope class of 2021 can really accept this rule and fill it completely.
Thank you for this torch. If I can speak for my class and I, we really appreciate the leadership you guys have taught us and the examples you set, like all the laughter that you brought us and the joy when you guys walked into a classroom. We will hold this responsibility, and we have big shoes to fill.